this is really a make or break draft for Bob Quinn, just based on the sole mistakes he made last year, or big mistake he made last year. We back. It's the Motor City Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. What I'm talking about is drafting a running back. Obviously, everybody that knew football knows that you can't rely on a 5'7", 5'8" back in Amir Abdullah, who don't run in the 4.3s or even the 4.4s and have fumble problems in college. And you know somebody that small is going to have durability issues because he doesn't break away. He doesn't have that explosion north and south type of running. Everybody pretty much knew that, that knew football knew that this guy wasn't going to be the solution or long-term solution to the Detroit Lions running game woes. He's not a guy that can create his own holes or improvise or even see the holes. For the most part, it really makes something happen. Bob Quinn misevaluated on Amir Abdullah, and if he would have used his common sense, why would you even choose? Why would you even choose to keep a guy who Mark Mayhew drafted? And his draft history has been piss poor, especially outside of the first round and high first round picks. I mean, he didn't even try to get a running back. Alvin Kamara went in the 4th round, and he was one of the most explosive rookies out there. Dalvin Cook was having an explosive year with Minnesota before he got hurt versus the Lions. Leonard Fournette was a game changer for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He helped, Blake Bortles just get $54 million guaranteed, $54 contract, $54 million contract. It was a lot of, game changer running backs. The Packers had a rookie that was real good. I think Jamal Williams or something like that. I can't remember his name. I mean, it was several good running backs that went last year, and Bob Quinn chose not to take it. That was his first big mistake that he made. In a star-studded NFL draft for rookies. Kareem Hunt was another guy he overlooked that went late, that they went down and personally worked out with the tight end, from Toledo as well, and they missed out on that guy. So this just tells me that this guy has made mistakes, even though he has like a 93% approval rating from the Detroit Lions fans. This guy has made mistakes, and he's admitted his mistake by, gushing over some of these running backs this year, which there are a lot. I mean, you can go Saquon Barkley, but would you rather trade the house for Saquon Barkley when you got guys that have potential like Kerryon Johnson from Auburn, who a lot of people from Detroit are not talking about, who's a good back and really carried Auburn last year? Sony Michel, Chubbs. You got Naheem Hines, who Walter Football Camp, whatever it's called, has him as the 13th best running back, and he's one of Mel Kiper's dark horses to slide in the first round. Rashad Penny's right behind him. So you got a few running backs, Ronald Jones or Ronald Johnson from USC, who can sneak in the first round. Some guys, depend on the contract. I mean, the combine can sneak in the first round or drop to the 4th or 5th round. So it's going to be value there. It's going to be value there all through the draft. So I really don't want him to trade up for Saquon Barkley because, one of the guys I really like is Kerryon Johnson from Auburn. He's a beast. I'd love to get him and a guy like Naheem Hines out of NC State. He's explosive. Rashad Penny is an explosive gem. But you really don't know where these guys are going to fall into the personal workouts and the combines, But Bob Quinn admitting he made a mistake by not drafting a running back, finally. I mean, it was great running backs last year, man, at great value picks. Kareem Hunt went in the 4th or 5th round. Alvin Kamara went in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. Dalvin Cook went in the 2nd round. You could have traded up back in the 2nd round and got him. Everybody knew Dalvin Cook was trill in Florida State. He was the real deal. But he can redeem himself this year. And I hope that Bob Quinn is not dumb enough to put his stock in a running back just in free agency or just in the draft. He has to attack this as the Patriots would attack this. He has to view this backfield like it's a backfield by committee until one of these guys steps up and takes control and becomes the number 1 back. Until then, you treat it like you treat it. You got the Darius Geis guy at LSU who might go in the 1st round. It's the depth in this draft is just as deep as last year. So by Bob Quinn missing the boat last year, which it wasn't really no bad picks last year. I mean, Jalen Tabor is going to be good at the 2nd round. Jared Davis was a good pick. Kenny Galladay was another good pick. They had good picks last year. So you can't just get mad and say, the Lions suck. You know, they didn't get a running back last year, man. And all the picks they picked suck. And that wasn't true. Really wasn't true. I mean, Kenny Galladay was a hell of a find by the scouting department and Bob Quinn. When Mel Kiper and all these guys were shitting on Kenny Galladay being picked, oh, he's too high. What the fuck do they know? You feel me? Dude's a beast. You know, he just got to get more durable and get used to the NFL speed, but he on another level. On another level. Tease Tabor, on another level. You know, you got Jamal Agnew. You can't argue with last year's draft results, and that kind of bails Bob Quinn out. Now, if you was Martin Mayhew and you made a whole bunch of shitty draft picks from round 2 to round 7, and you didn't get a running back, then, you know, it becomes a huge issue. It becomes maximized. You know, this is minimized by Bob Quinn. I'm not getting a running back for 2 reasons. This year's draft class is fucking amazing. It's probably gonna be better than last year's draft class for running backs. And number 2, you know why number 2? Because he get a chance to redeem himself. You know, he get a chance to redeem himself and pick the right running back this time. And hopefully he does. You know, it's a lot of options out there, from Barkley to Darius Geis, to Kerryon Johnson, to the Ronald Johnson or Jones guy in USC, to Rashad Penny, to Naheem Hines, to Nick Chubb, Sony Michel. I mean, it's 1,000 running backs in this draft, man. He gonna have an opportunity to get 1 good one, 2 good ones if you want it. But if I'm him, I attack it by committee. I attack it with a veteran like Carlos Hyde. I attack it by keeping one of my backs on the roster. I attack it by maybe trading Abdullah, trading Theo Reddick, or trading Golden Tate, or Ebron, or all of them, and acquire more picks. So you only got 5 picks. You can get a guy like Geis or a guy like Kerryon Johnson and pair him up with Hines, who got kick return ability as well, so he gives you value and can catch out the backfield. I mean, you know, Bob Quinn is going to be able to do a lot. He got a lot of flexibility. He can trade Ziggy. He can trade Ebron. He can trade Amir Abdullah. He can trade Golden Tate, who's in last year's deal. So he has a lot at it. He had a lot of material at his hands, and whatever he wants to do with it can make or break this team. But getting a running back is imperative. It's a must. You got to do it. Not only is that's the only imperative. The only imperative is you got to get it right by the running back position. Because if you get Matthew Stafford a dog run game, what do you know? Anything can happen. You know, anything great. A running back can change this franchise fortunes. Especially if Eric Bryant matures and be the tight end he can be. You know, Marvin Jones get better working with Randy Moss. Kenny Galladay get better once again. The line get able to grow. They can get a left guard in there and get better blocking. And they can rebuild that defense up front in the front 7. You know, in the draft and in free agency, and they talking about they love Malcolm Butler as well. So, you know, the Lions ain't that far. You know, ain't that far. They just got to build it right. I won't care if it's not next year, as long as it's in the near future. You know, just continue to build right. Bob Quinn has had amazing drafts. They get it. And mistakes are going to happen. You know, they're going to make mistakes, and they got an opportunity to right a wrong with getting the right running back in the draft and in free agency. If I'm him, I attack it free agency. I attack it by the draft. If I got to trade for a certain guy, I attack it. And I make sure I secure that position. And if player 1, 2, or 3, or 4 don't work, well, shit, we got to attack it again next year.